What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Well, here we go. Lee Hacklin, private investigator in Dire Education. Here we go, chapter 1. Queens, New York City, 1975. Oh my God, that's him. Janet Gaines. Did her parents think that one through? My client brought one manicured hand up to her mouth, and her other hand placed a strand of her red hair behind her ear. The way she described Keith Braun to me in my office yesterday was no exaggeration. It was as though the moon had spontaneously decided to flip astronomers the bird, eclipse the sun just now, and catch them with their pants down. It was Sunday, and the July sun made me feel like an ant under a magnifying glass held by a nascent serial killer. I was on the front lawn of a one-story townhouse owned by the recently widowed Mrs. Gaines. Her husband was a stockbroker and an avid long-distance jogger. Last month he was running in the New York Marathon. Before crossing the finish line, his heart said enough and attacked him, as hearts often do, in more ways than one. He was 30. At least he died a good death. He died following his bliss. How many old fogies are lying on their deathbeds thinking, if only. Now there's a cheerful thought. I was standing next to an honest-to-goodness lemonade stand. The proprietors were Les Gaines, 10, and Wade Gaines, 9. Maybe the not thinking things through gene is hereditary. I heard the theme from Jaws as Keith approached. His grin was Joker-level maniacal. His hair was long and stringy. His nose was like a snout. He was tall enough for the NBA and wide enough for the NFL. The whites of his eyes were barely visible. They were the eyes of a spider. Pardon me. My heart skipped a beat. Game face, Hacklin, you're working. I fear no man like Daredevil, but unlike Daredevil, I fear all spiders. The regrettably named Wade Gaines unleashed a rainstorm of tears. He looked just like Spanky from the Little Rascals. His mother walked over to him, placed her hands on his shoulders, and said, "Lee's here, honey. He'll take care of business." I said, "That's my theme song. Taking Care of Business by Bachman Turner Overdrive. No, wait. It's No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper. Either one's fine." Keith wore a dirty white t-shirt with an image of the Thing from the Fantastic Four. "It's clobberin' time" was written underneath. My client said he was 17. 17 turning 30. Did this kid start smoking while he was in diapers? I had a vision of his last day, shivved in a penitentiary shower by one of his fellow inmates. You can't change a man who prefers savagery over civility, but there's no harm in making a little effort towards steering him in a brighter direction, theoretically. Well, what have we here? Another jug of lemonade, just what the doctor ordered on the hottest day of the year. And what's this I spy with my little eye? Another cup of change. You guys are the gift that keeps on giving. Pardon me. He chug-a-lugged the lemonade, holy moly. He belched, put the empty jug down, then scooped out the pile of quarters from a styrofoam cup and jammed them in his jeans back pocket. I looked up, way up at the unfriendly giant and said, "Keith, it's Keith, right? My name's Lee. Imagine I'm looking into a crystal ball right now. Lee Hacklin, fortune teller. When it came to predicting the worst, I was never wrong." It's a first draft. Thanks for watching. Don't forget God loves you, and so does Johnny. Cheers.